Every single night at exactly 3 a.m., a 150-pound Cane Corso walks to a baby girl's bedroom door, lies down, and refuses to move until morning. He doesn't bark. He can't because he's completely deaf. 5 families returned him for the same reason. They said he doesn't listen. But what this silent giant did one night proved he was listening in a way nobody understood. 5 families returned him. Every single one said the same thing. He doesn't listen. He ignores commands. He won't come when you call him. He's defective. But not one of those 5 families ever stopped to ask the real question. What if he couldn't hear them? His name is Roman, a 150-pound blue Cane Corso with a head like a bowling ball, deep wrinkles that folded over his eyes, and a silence so complete that most people mistook it for disobedience. Roman was born deaf, completely, irreversibly deaf. He had never heard a human voice. He had never heard his own bark. He had never heard the word good boy. He was surrendered to a shelter in North Carolina at 8 weeks old when the breeder discovered he couldn't respond to sound. Defective, the paperwork said. One word. That single word followed him for the next 3 years. The first family kept him for 2 weeks. They said he wouldn't come when called. The second family lasted a month before returning him because he ignored their children. The third family brought him back after 9 days, complaining he was stubborn and untrainable. The fourth family didn't even make it through the first weekend. The fifth family dropped him off on a Sunday night with no note at all. 5 returns. 1,012 days in a shelter, and not once did anyone think to check his hearing. A shelter volunteer named Grace finally did. She noticed Roman would react to footsteps on the floor, but never to voices. She brought in a vet who ran a BAER test, brainstem auditory evoked response. The results confirmed what Grace already suspected. Roman was profoundly deaf in both ears. He had been punished his entire life for a disability nobody bothered to diagnose. Grace taped a sign to his kennel. "I'm not stubborn, I'm deaf. Please learn my language." For 4 more months, nobody did. And then Danielle walked in. Danielle was a single mother. Her daughter Harper was 7 months old, and the last thing she needed was a 150-pound dog with special needs. She had come to the shelter looking for a small companion, maybe a senior dog, something easy. But she stopped in front of Roman's kennel and read the sign. "He's deaf?" she asked. Grace nodded. Completely. 5 families gave him back because they thought he was broken. Roman looked at Danielle. He was lying in the back of his kennel, not looking up, not moving. She knelt down and placed her palm flat against the glass. The vibration traveled through the wall. Roman lifted his head. He stared at her hand. Then he walked over and pressed his nose against the glass, exactly where her palm was. "He's not broken," Danielle said. "He's just been speaking a language nobody wanted to learn." She took him home that afternoon. The first 2 weeks were an education. Roman didn't respond to words, so Danielle learned sign language. Sit, stay, come, good boy. She used hand signals, floor vibrations, and touch. Roman learned faster than any dog the shelter had ever seen. Within 10 days, he knew 12 commands. Within 3 weeks, he was responding to a flashlight flicker from across the room. But the thing nobody expected was his relationship with Harper. From the very first night, Roman walked to Harper's bedroom door at exactly 3 a.m., lay down across the threshold, and refused to move until morning. Every single night, without exception. Danielle set up a camera to watch him. He would patrol the house silently around 2:45, check every window, every door, and then take his position outside Harper's room. He couldn't hear an intruder, but he could feel one. Every footstep, every vibration, every shift in the air. Roman had spent his entire life compensating for his deafness by developing senses most dogs never needed to use. I see you still haven't subscribed. That honestly breaks my heart. We pour everything into these stories. Hit subscribe now, you're gonna want to see what happens next. During the day, Roman was Harper's shadow. When she napped, he slept beside her crib with one paw touching the wooden leg so he could feel if she stirred. When she cried, he couldn't hear it, but he felt the vibrations through the floor and was at her side before Danielle could stand up. He would press his massive head against her tiny body until she calmed down.
Danielle posted a video of Harper grabbing Roman's wrinkled face with both hands while he sat completely still, eyes soft, tail sweeping the floor. The caption said, "She speaks his language." It got shared over 60,000 times. Some stories are too important to keep to yourself. If this is reaching you, it was meant to. But the night that proved everything happened on a Thursday in November. Harper was 11 months old. It was 3:15 a.m. Roman was in his usual spot outside her door. Danielle was asleep when she felt something heavy on her chest. She opened her eyes. Roman was standing over her, pressing his paw against her body, something he had never done before. His muscles were rigid. His eyes were locked on the hallway. She didn't understand at first. Then she heard it, the sound of the back door handle turning. Someone was trying to break into the house. Danielle grabbed Harper from her crib and locked herself in the bathroom. Roman positioned himself in the hallway between the bathroom door and the back of the house. He couldn't hear the intruder, but he could feel every footstep on the hardwood floor. When the back door opened, Roman charged, not with a bark, in complete silence. 150 pounds of muscle moving through the darkness without a sound. The intruder never made it past the kitchen. Police found the back door open and shoe prints leading away from the house at full sprint. The officer told Danielle, "Whatever your dog did, it worked. Whoever it was isn't coming back." Danielle sat on the kitchen floor with Roman's massive head in her lap. Harper was asleep against her chest. "5 families called you defective," she whispered, "but you just saved us without making a single sound." Roman leaned into her and closed his eyes, the same way he did every night, silently, completely, with everything he had. Today, Harper is 2 years old. Roman is 6. She knows 14 signs. He knows 23. They have their own language, built from touch, vibration, and a trust that doesn't need words. And every single night at 3 a.m., a 150-pound deaf Cane Corso walks to a little girl's door, lies down, and refuses to move. He can't hear her breathe, but he feels her heartbeat through the floor, and that is enough. 5 families said he was defective. 5 families were wrong, because sometimes the ones who can't hear are the ones who listen the hardest. Would you adopt a deaf dog, or would you walk past like the other 5 families? Tell me in the comments.